like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music. Love, love.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is Jaylee's Corner. This is my review for Family or Fiance. Yep, I know I did like 2 episodes, then stopped entirely, and now I'm going to do 2 more episodes because, that's what I do sometimes, but you love me anyway, okay? Happy Resurrection Sunday, or as some of y'all say, Happy Easter, but Happy Resurrection Sunday. Happy Sunday to everybody. I am trying to get these reviews done so I can leave my house and go to my mom's house for Easter dinner, okay? If you have not done so already, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and become a whole Jaybird, and all that good stuff. I won't say because it's Sunday. And it's Resurrection Sunday. It's also like the 3-year anniversary of Prince passing away, so it's a lot going on today. Anyway, I want to get this out. I'm doing the 2 episodes, episode 7 and episode 8 in one video. I think that's why I stopped reviewing it, because I was like, it wasn't enough for a full review, and then I was kind of stretching it, and I was like, I don't really care, and it was like, whatever. But y'all gonna get these 2. So first we have, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video, to hit the notification bell, and also to follow me on IG. You know what I'm saying? My PO box is in my description box. To follow all that, go to the description box, do all that. So this episode, which was 7, we had Brianna and Nikki. Okay, Brianna and Nikki have been dating for around 2 years, and of course they are lesbians. Okay, and you know what I'm saying, they are engaged, but their families do not know. And I'm looking like, well, how are they on the show? I'm like, what? How the I'm like, so they got beef? Is because I'm like, that mean they have beef with the relationship in general, not even them getting married, but it's the relationship in general. And I'm like, well, maybe they shouldn't be getting married. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so Brianna is the mother of 2 children, even though she's a lesbian now, and her family feels as if she's not really a lesbian. They feel like it's a phase, and so they don't like Nikki, who I think her name was like Nicole or something like that. Anyway, you know what I'm saying, they feel like she gonna go back to penis, and you know, she's gonna go back to penis one day, and this is a whole phase, so they don't really accept her lesbianism or whatever. Okay, now Nikki's family feels like Brianna is like a user because she doesn't work, and Nikki is like the sole provider for the family. Okay, so she's the sole provider for her girlfriend, 2 kids. Okay. I would probably feel some kind of way too. Like, you gonna take care of the whole family? Like, she don't work at all? Like, how was she paying bills for you? Like, what's going on here? But you know, it was what it was. So we see, now again, I'm not going step by step, scene by scene, because it ain't enough for all of that. Okay, so Brianna's family. Brianna brought her 2 sisters. So the girl in the green dress and the girl in the middle in the black are her sisters, and then the girl on the end is her best friends. Now, girl, these hairstyles, I was just like, I don't know what's going on with all of this, because look at this, you know what I'm saying? I mean, girl, I just don't like the part. That part is not invisible. It is clear as day. Stevie Wonder can see it. I told y'all before, that's what it looks like when Moses part of the Red Sea. It's just a lot to go on, and it's blind too. So I'm looking like, I really wish us as African American folk realize sometimes blind don't look right, especially when your part is that thick, okay, in the middle, and you can see the darkness of the roots. Now, her sister's hair, I didn't like, simply because it wasn't blended right. It wasn't, it just didn't look right. And it's like she borrowed somebody else's weave to come on it's like someone said, hey, we're going on a show on Tuesday, and it was Monday evening, and they said, well, I got this lion's mane weave, but like the texture don't match your hair. Girl, it's okay, I'm gonna slap some jam on the front and it won't match, but it won't matter, because I'm saying I won't let them get no close up. Well, they got a close up. And then The other sister, hers wasn't bad at all. Like, hers looked the best out the three. I mean, it looks really, really shiny, and it looked like she just borrowed somebody's weave and put it up top. But it looks silky smooth. Okay, so it looked fine. But I was still like, girl, y'all needs hey. I mean, do y'all just not tell people that y'all going on TV and y'all just be gone, and then they be like, girl, whatever. So again, her two sisters and the best friend. And again, the sister, like, we wasn't raised like that, you know what I'm saying? That's how our mama raised her. And my main beef with Nikki is that she not a man, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, first of all, y'all all look like lesbians. Okay, a house full of lesbians. I mean, look at this. You can't tell me that you won't think there's a house full of lesbians. I'm no tea, no shade. I know lesbians don't have no look. Well, these do. Some lesbians do have a look. I'm just saying. I ain't saying anyone who look like them is a lesbian. What I'm saying is, if I seen them all together and the first two was lesbians, I would just assume the other three are too. Anyway, Nikki's family is also there. Okay, so Nikki brought her mom, who's on the left, with the dreadlocks, her sister, who's in the middle, and then her other sister. Wait, no. Who did Nikki bring? Her cousin. Her cousin is the girl in the red hair. Her sister in the middle was very outspoken. She spoke the most, if you ask me. And they all felt, the two sisters feel the same way. You using our sister for some money because you don't want to work. And the mama felt like, what I'm saying, they be arguing, fussing, and fighting so much over money that they shouldn't be together because, what I'm saying, you should not be up and arguing, fussing, and fighting. Now, sister girl in the middle went and had her hair done. Okay, she knew weeks ahead of time that she was going on TV. She's like, my hair gonna be laid to the side and to the front. I'm gonna have some blonde hair and some black curls. I said, okay, sister girl. So I'm gonna have it done. Now the redheaded sister, I mean, she just looked surprised a lot. So I'm like, we're gonna leave her alone because she probably the youngest. Anyway. But again, her family felt like, she using she using the girl for some money. But I said, but if the girl want to pay, the girl want to pay. Who cares? Girl, let them be them lesbians. Anyway, so Nikki brings up how her family does not get that she's a stay-at-home mom. She's like, she's a stay-at-home mom. That was what it was when we met. We met that way. When I met her, she was already a stay-at-home mom. I was already working, so our roles didn't change. And I said, well, that really to me means that Nikki is kind of the stud and Brianna's kind of the femme or whatever. And Brianna made us be used to, people taking care of her. That's why she's a stay-at-home mom and she don't work and she don't go to school. Anyway, so the lady, the relationship coach said, okay, well, Brianna, we're gonna have you sit with Nikki's family while y'all like cook food or whatever, so they can kind of, what I'm saying, get a feel for you. And Nikki, since they don't really know you a lot or whatever, well, no, they think they want her to be a man. They want her to have a penis. That's really it. But you gonna play 20 questions or whatever. So they had that whole thing. Anyway, for the most part, stuff was cool. The sisters was asking her the questions like, what's this and what's that. And I wasn't really listening all that much. I'm just playing. I mean, they were talking to her and she was just talkative. The issue was Nikki felt like I'm an introvert. So when I'm around other people who I don't know, I feel like I'm going to ostracize myself before they make me feel like I'm not a part of the clique. So she always would, like, even when the sisters got there, she kind of went off on her own because she's like, I just don't want to feel, X'd out. So I X myself out. So just in them talking to her, and she was like laughing and cracking jokes and just being honest or whatever, they got a better feel for her, and she's a cool person. That's basically what it was. Now, with Brianna talking with the sister, the mama, whatever. The sister with the blonde hair. Let me move this over. Let me see. So I can see my hands. So when Brianna met with the sisters over here, the blonde hair sister wasn't having it. Because if my sister be borrowing money from me, I'm saying I wouldn't want to be in a relationship where I'm saying we financially struggling. We not struggling financially. We good. You want her to be with somebody who gonna cheat on her or whatever? Like, I'm like, well, I mean, I don't want anyone who's financially struggling, but I also don't want somebody cheating on my sister, which is weird. So what happened was supposedly Nikki, sometime when they have a money issue, she borrowed money from her sister. So the sister like, I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like it. So that was the whole disconnect between the two. Now, when Nikki met with the sisters or whatever, they was cool on her. They were like, okay, we like her, she cool. We didn't know the side of her, and also Nikki felt more open to, I'm saying, chit chat or whatever. And you know what I'm saying, but it was a harder thing for them to get over on Nikki's family. So Nikki family, like, it just feel like, things ain't right. Y'all be fussing and fight, like y'all got the whole fuss and fight situation, and stuff gonna get really, really bad. The police may be called, and push come to shove, you know, Brianna and Nikki be fussing and fighting, like, like fussing, fighting, and the families don't like it just in general. And Nikki's mom brought up a story how, when I was younger, I don't know if it was her daddy man in her life when she was with, threatened to kill her, threatened to kill the kids. And, it's like he said, when I wake up, I'm gonna kill you and the kids. So she's like, she let him go to sleep, took the gun he had on her, had one kid in the hand, was carrying another kid, like, we're gonna leave. So she escaped an abusive situation. So for the most part, her mom was like, I don't want you to go through that. It may not be that right now, but it could be that later. And then both Nikki and Brianna felt like, y'all keep coming at us for our us arguing, fussing, fighting, but everyone on this couch would need counseling if it was about domestic violence, meaning they all have been in some kind of domestic violence situation. One girl, I guess, just got out of it, and she was just, I can't take this. I'm tired of crying. I'm like, oh my God, Jesus. It just felt like they weren't ready for marriage, but not only that, you can tell they had been dating and not including their family, because I'm like, it was just such a disconnect. And I'm like, I don't think they should get married either. Not because, I think one may not be real lesbian, or I think the other one should not be, spending money on the other one. I feel like they not ready because they did not mature enough to deal with it. And when Nikki's family kept bringing up, well, I don't like that she paid for stuff. I feel like if she was a dude paying for a chick, would you be mad? Like, sometimes there is a person in the relationship who is the breadwinner, and if Nikki wants to be the breadwinner, why are y'all mad about it? Like, she ain't mad. Nah, Nikki, you can't want to be the breadwinner if you can't get all the bread. Like, if you borrowing bread from somebody else and you taking it from you ain't providing all the way. So I feel like when that's the case, you should be like, well, baby, you may need to get some kind of part-time something, because I can't keep borrowing money from someone else when we have money issues. And then we did see Brianna have a conversation with Nikki's family. And she just admits to, when I was younger, people I knew, like friends who I knew, whatever, they took me. And they're like, what you mean they took you? She's like, well, they took me. Meaning she was raped, okay, by people she knew. And she said her sisters was like in the next room, or there was around. So it was a bad situation. So since then, she said she has trouble like this being out in public. So she really had PTSD, if you ask me. So she like, I can't really be out like this. I can't do that. I can't do this. That's why I end up being just a stay-at-home mom, because she just has issues being out. I mean, I believe that. I do. However, when they showed pictures of her hanging out and chill, because they be going out and hanging out. So I'm looking like, if you can go out and hang out, you can go out and work. Okay? Now, that's how I feel. Because, again, you have two children. You went out and you met your girlfriend. I'm pretty sure that y'all don't be only be, sitting at home not doing nothing. Y'all go out, because then there were pictures of them out and about and or whatever. So I feel like she maybe need counseling, but she can't keep using her traumatic experience as the reason she don't work. Because, again, you go out and you have fun. You just don't want to go out and work. I don't know how much I can agree with that. But at that point, Nikki's family understood, oh, okay, that's why you don't do this, you don't do that. But then again, Brianna's family wanted Nikki to encourage Brianna to try to work and go to school. And I'm like, she said, well, yeah, I'll be in her ear, yeah, like, with, like, you should do this, you should do that. But I can't force her, but I'll be working on her to do it. So again, I mean, I just feel like they not ready. I feel like, and I don't think she's fully a lesbian. I think she's bisexual. I do. That's just my opinion. And not because she's gonna go back to penis, but because I feel like right now she is in love with this woman, and that doesn't make her any less gay. It also doesn't make her any less, I'm just saying. Anyway, both families gave they blessing, but still wanted them to work things out or whatever. But they together, but they not get married. They just live together. So ain't nothing changed. Anyway, so that's it with that family. Again, that's why I said it wasn't much that I was like, I don't got time to be doing a full blown out thing. Because again, their issue was I don't think one's a lesbian and I think she shouldn't be spending money. But I'm like, when girls have boyfriends spend money, we don't like, girl, he shouldn't be spending money on you. What he demand, he should, girl, I don't care. It was what it was. So that was it with them. Next up, we have, and this is for episode 8. Okay, we have Summer and we have Keith. Okay, now when I seen Summer and Keith, I said, "Oh my God, they look so in love. They look so seasoned." Okay, they both look seasoned, meaning they not in their 20s. And again, I didn't watch any episodes, but I watched episodes 1, 2, and 7 and 8. So I don't know if episodes 3 through 6 had people who were also seasoned, but this was a breath of fresh air. Okay, and they have been dating for around 4 years, and their wedding is in 8 days. I do feel like this is the first couple that I know, because I only watched 4 episodes. Out of the 4 episodes I watched, they were the only ones who marriage was, the wedding was like a couple days away. I think the only other ones that I watched who did get married, the wedding wasn't so close to them being here at the house. Anyway, again, dating 4 years, they wedding is 8 days away. Summer family who's coming is her mom, who's in the middle, her sister who's on the end in the black dress, and then just her really good friend, her best friend I think it was, who is in the blue dress with the curly locks. They feel that he's kind of quiet. They feel he's kind of older, or he's older, and I'm like, he's only 50. Like, he's 50. Why is that like too old? I'm like, not no tea, no shade. Summer don't look like no spring chicken. I mean, she don't look 80. You know what I'm saying? Like, they both look young seasoning. They like young seasoning. Okay, I can tell he's like 50. I can tell she's in her late 40s, but they both look good for their age. Okay, let's just say that. Now, Keith's family, he invited his mom, who's in the middle, his sister, who's on the other end in the blue shirts, and her sister's husband, his brother-in-law, who was, well, the only guy on the couch. And their issue is they wonder if Keith has fully healed from losing his wife. His wife passed away on Christmas Day. A couple, I don't know how long ago she passed away, but she got sick, so he had to like tend to her for like a couple of years until she, eventually passed away. And so they feel like, is he fully over? Is he fully healed from losing his wife to where he's ready to remarry? And they wonder if Summer is responsible enough to care for him and be a wife to him. And, you know what I'm saying, as they kept on saying, be his ride or die. I said, first of all, y'all all too, ain't nobody on this screen young enough to be saying somebody's ride or die. They kept saying it. I'm like, why y'all keep bringing up ride or dies? I'm looking like, first of all, I think that's crazy to say ride or die because wife dies. I'm like, but it is what it is. Anyway, Summer was raised like a free spirit type of thing. Free, not many rules, no curfew. They would have parties, and she just more of a wild child type of, oh, just whatever goes, whatever goes. Whereas Keith was raised more traditionally, where there was rules, consequences, curfews. So they had two different upbringings. We'll say that. Not to say either one was better or worse, but because Summers was just more free-spirited, Keith feel like she's, the word he used was dysfunctional, which was a bad word. I think what he meant was different. The word dysfunctional was a whole argument in this thing. So the families get there, and Summer will cook a meal and he would do 20 questions. They do the same little two things, if you ask me, when they do the stuff. Anyway, the 20 question situation, they ended up asking him about his wife. He brought up how, she had an aneurysm. She was in the hospital, I think, for like a couple years. And, she passed away on Christmas or whatever. And so his family's issue was he over that? I don't think anyone is ever over someone passing away. Like, you aren't over it. But I do feel like you should not keep bringing that up when someone is trying to move on and they seem happy. And I swear from the outside looking in, when they was first on the screen, I say they look happy. Like happy, happy. Like they good. And not only that, they're of a certain age to where, you know, you don't have to fake the funk. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I was surprised that his family's issue was, is he over his wife's past in a way? And I'm looking like he will probably never be over it, but that doesn't mean that he can't be also ready to move on and find love again and be happy. I'm looking like that's just kind of crazy to me. Um, Him calling her family dysfunctional was a big issue again, because at the question part, you know, because her family was asking him the questions, and when the question, another question they asked him was, how do you really feel about our family? And he said, well, if it was ever a dysfunctional family, it's her, you know, it's your family. And he was like, well, what? He laughed. Well, okay, well, nah, maybe let me take it back. He meant it, but I feel like the way he's using the word dysfunctional isn't correct. I get what he meant by y'all were raised different. It isn't good or bad. It's just different. Like, it's, to me, it's very, very awkward and weird and not normal. I get what he means. Not a lot of people can say like, oh, well, we didn't have any rules, we didn't have any curfew. We know we was able to go out and do whatever. We was at home. We was partying together. Like, not a lot of people can say that. Or when you say that to somebody who was raised so differently, it is awkward for them because that's just not what they know. Anything or anytime someone is raised one way and someone else say, we know, oh, you was raised in the South and y'all was around barefoot and kicking cans, you know what I'm saying, cutting up hogs on the porch. We didn't do that. We wore shoes and we only played inside of a gym and we bought our meat from the market. Like, it doesn't mean one is better than the other. It just means you had two different upbringings and y'all are now adults and y'all can coexist. But he should not be saying like your family was raised in a dysfunctional way, because that made the mama and the sister feel like he was judging them. So again, I felt like he kept using the word the complete wrong way and it came off offensive, even though I could get what he meant. Now Summer, um cooking with his family, they like, okay, she can be a wife, she can cook for him, she can take care she can take care of him, and it was great, great, great. It was really good that they seen that. But then, like the following day when they was making breakfast, and because she didn't wash the dishes after they made the food, they felt like, oh well, yesterday was great because you cooked some food and you know you did that, but today, you know, you cooked food, you didn't wash the dishes. I'm looking like, what the fuck? She not a maid. Like, it's okay if she washed the dishes after. It was, you know, that part again. Two different things. Two different, like his family upset because she ain't washed dishes. Her family upset because he feel like they was raised weird or awkward or just different because they was free spirited or whatever. It was crazy. The mama like, you know, I just came, you know, I didn't raise them wrong. So the mom was offended for like he felt like she raised them in a bad way, even though that wasn't what he meant. And so the mama was out there crying or whatever. And, you know, and his mama was married to a pastor and she didn't stay married. So I'm like a little hit with the shade of it all. When mama said his mama was married to a pastor and the pastor didn't stay, I said, girl, okay, shady mama. But she felt judged. And she felt like you trying to talk about how I raised my kids and because of this, but you raised your kids differently, but your husband didn't stay either. So I was like, girl, sit in peace. The mama then said, some mama then brought up how her mother was cold and distant. And so because of how she was raised, when she had Summer and Summer's sister, she didn't want to raise them that way. So she showed them all this love and kind of just didn't tell them no and let them make their own decisions. And they seem to be great people. Neither one of them seemed to, be out here robbing, stealing, cussing, and fussing, and doing wrong. It's just a different way that she was raised. She raised them differently because she felt like she did not have a loving mama growing up. So Summer, in my opinion, she seems to have came out great, especially if Keith is in love with her. So I mean, her upbringing can't be that bad. So from that conversation went to, because Keith had bringing up how that's like, okay, the dysfunction thing was one thing. But he then brought up how, okay, you mad about that word, but I paid for y'all to go was it to Paris or to France or somewhere, a trip somewhere, because she kept bringing up how they had never been to that place. So he paid like full trip, full spread, spent like 13 grand for her mom and sister and them to go to like was it Paris? I think it was Paris. I think it was Paris, if I'm not mistaken. So when his sister and mama, because his sister and mom did not know, he paid for it all. And so when they heard he paid for it, they was, they got his frustration about how he was frustrated that he paid for that whole trip. And her family never said thank you. The mama and the sister then said, "Well, we had a thank you card at the house, but we just never gave it to you." And he like, "Well, that's the thing. Like, how did you not even think to say thank you?" He said, "That makes me feel like, even in the future, if y'all need some help, I don't want to help y'all because I did something nice and y'all did not say thank you." When no one should do something and want something in return, I say he didn't want money in return. He didn't want much beside y'all to say thank you. Like when someone does something, the least you're supposed to do is say thank you. You don't have to reciprocate and send them somewhere too, but you can say thank you for this all paid trip to Paris or to wherever it was they went. So I thought that was the crock of bullshit that her family kept trying to argue with the fact that, well, you don't do something for someone to get something back. He wanted a thank you, a fucking thank you. I was like, for that reason alone, I would never, ever, ever, ever buy them shit, okay? And the sister said, y'all don't get, of course, he has the right to be upset. Like, we didn't even know that he, sent y'all there. She was like, we haven't even been there. And he's like, I sent y'all, I paid for a trip for y'all to go somewhere that I haven't even done for my own mama and my own sister. And I did it for her mom and her sister because she said that's something they've always dreamed of. So I did it because I love her so much. And I was like, see, that right there show, you know what I'm saying, they good. All up and through Love's Alley. Now, I don't think the mama ever said thank you. And I think that was crack of bullshit. Okay, yeah, crack of bullshit. But I mean, we just didn't know if she's a ride or die. Well, hell, it don't matter because, see, girl, again, they kind of got over it. Keith agreed that he owed her mom an apology for the using the whole dysfunctional thing, whatever. So that was established anyway. But they agreed to give their blessing because they kind of got over things and it was fine, and they understood this and they understood that, and they got married. Let's just say that it was cool for them to conclude the issues and them stop saying, well, he's older. Come like, again, they look to be the same age. Okay, they both look to be well in their late 40s because, again, he's 50, and I'm like, she can't be that much older, that much younger than him. I'm 37, she don't look 37. She looks to be a really great looking 45 to 50 year old. Okay, so I'm looking like, why y'all keep calling him? I'm like, maybe she's 50 and I thought they said he was 50, but I'm like, again, she don't look like no spring chicken. She just doesn't. So again, they got married. They seem happy. They were married a week after the show was recorded. It said there were no objections at the ceremony. It was a week, and they were married in Cabo, and it was great. Now the crazy thing about it was, he did bring up how. He did bring up how, because of her family not saying, my candle fell over there. Right over there. He brought up how because her family never said thank you for the trip he paid for when she wanted a destination wedding. He said, well, are you sure? Because can your family afford, to go elsewhere? He said, because I ain't paying for nobody to go anywhere anymore. And I said, girl. And Summer was like, well, I don't like that because that ain't what you said before. And he like, well, it wasn't specific to your family only, but I just meant, like, if you think I'm going to pay, we're going to have this wedding, pay for this wedding, and we're going to pay for people to come, that ain't going to happen. But they had a Kyle wedding, and it seems great, and they're married and happy, and they seem in love. And that was it. So one couple did not get married, and the other couple did. So, peace.
He's like love, 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 and music.